Welcome back to season 6 of Time to Change.
We have some amazing conversations lined up from people doing the work. I'm excited for those and the change that it'll hopefully spark.
I can't wait to jump in. So let's get started. Welcome back to season 6 of Time to Change. And today, Anna Morgan joins us in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for her. So excited to have her in the show. From my spiky-haired sister from another mother, right here in the house. Dom was commenting before the show. He felt like, you felt like, but it's okay. You're much more handsome than I am. I left that comment into one of our, he goes, my much more handsome co-host, and I left it in the comments. It was so awesome. We are so thrilled to have you here today. I got to see you talking with Tiffany Castano. Love her to death. I'm going to get to hear you talk with G coming up, and you've got some exciting things happening. But first, tell people who you are as the CareerBFF and what you're doing.
All right. Well, Chason, thank you for having me. Dom, thank you for welcoming me for season 6. I'm so blessed to be here. I am Anna Morgan, affectionately known as your CareerBFF. I have been a recruitment and talent acquisition leader for over 15 plus years, primarily here in Atlanta and some time in Tampa. I came up with CareerBFF because I am a rescuer of dogs and careers. Thus, the name CareerBFF was born, and have built a nice following of the hashtag CareerBFF, especially on LinkedIn, which is awesome. And I own a boutique recruiting firm, so I place candidates in all levels of positions, and then I also coach job seekers, mainly in the people leadership space, because I found that we people leaders are very guilty of forgetting to put the oxygen mask on ourselves. And we are so busy taking care of others because we have a heart to serve and to care for others. However, it's so critical to, take a moment and put that mask on ourselves, which is really part of what inspired creating the Evolve TA and HR experience, which was really a creative, impulsive, fun-inspired event that I decided to take messy, imperfect action a little before Thanksgiving. And selfishly, it is on my 50th birthday, and I wanted to celebrate this milestone by really elevating and loving on the talent acquisition and HR community, and selfishly invite them in for a day of learning, but then also give them a chance to stay for the party. So that's who I am and where we're headed as we kick off 2025 on this chilly day here in Atlanta.
Yeah, you've got all the snow. I'm happy you can have it for a while, because I know we're going to get it soon here in New York. But
yes,
and people scan that QR code above her. She's pointing right at it. Dom, you need to take a lesson here, buddy. Scan that QR code. Make sure you sign up for Evolve. If you are in or around the Atlanta area, do yourself a favor. Take a trip over to the InfoMart.
InfoMart, right? And this is such a great story. So, how this all came about, and it's just been so serendipitous and somewhat divine. Tammy Cohen is the owner of InfoMart, and she is like an OG female business leader in Atlanta, someone that I looked up to. I mean, we're talking 20 years ago. And, through my network and connections, one of her past staffing partners who I used to work with in my agency days said, hey, Anna, InfoMart has this great space. You should reconnect with Tammy. And then that worked out. And her partner is an old restaurateur here in Atlanta named Christos Gaines. And he's going to be catering the event. So we're going to have this beautiful kind of Greek inspired meal. So fresh chicken, Greek salads, hummus, spanakopita, baklava, which my daughter loves. So, you know, I feel passionately about nourishing our bodies just as much as our minds. And, you know, it's just been all these great little connection points that have just come together so nicely to create this experience for the recruitment and HR professionals in the Southeast area.
It sounds like the way that all of the pieces came together, it's almost like it was meant to happen. This is supposed to happen.
Well, and it was kind of, you know, I'm a little woo-woo, and I definitely believe in, you know, the universe kind of speaking to us through experiences and people. And, you know, then all the speakers that have shown up to be a part of this as well, you know, are just some of the biggest voices in these spaces, and then some of the newest. But the golden thread of commonality is that each and every person that's going to be on the stage has been a huge part of my personal and professional development, I would say, over the past 5 years. And so I am just even more ignited and jazzed to give some of that brilliance that I have been able to learn and, you know, give back to my community in this day of learning. So.
Yeah, I love that. First, as a fellow talent acquisition practitioner for about 15 years and have worked in HR, I've been to my share of conferences.
Let's get into it.
Great. Some of them have been not as great.
Right.
One thing that I noticed is that you took a very unique and intentional approach to how the conference is framed. And I'm curious if you could share what to expect, but also what's the impetus behind how you frame the conference experience?
Absolutely. So, you know, I'm the person at the conference that's walking down the table, shaking hands, giving out my cards, you know, giving out my BFF bracelets to people, but not everyone does that, right? And so I spent the last year and a half attending a wide variety of events, and I'm like, I love this. I hate this. Why are we doing this? You know, like, ew, this space is gross. Like, oh my God, seriously, cold food, stop it, you know? And then I see, you know, if you do sign up for a conference, you're like, okay, well, I really need to network. But then in reality, people sit there and only talk to the same people that they know. So one, it's intentionally small. I only have 120 seats, and that is it. And we are now over about 65% capacity. So if you're on the fence, like, don't delay. Use the coupon code CareerBFF, and you can still get the early bird pricing of $275 instead of $350. Speaking of pricing, that was the other thing. I want it to be affordable, even though, you know, companies should easily pay for career development for their employees. The average ticket price for an event like this ranged from, I would say, $800 to $1,600. So we know it's not about the price. It's about the mindset shift of investing in themselves and prioritizing their professional development. So that was one other thing. And then, so to solve the problem of not networking effectively, I'm kind of treating it like a little bit of a wedding. So when you check in, you will be assigned to a table, and there are only 6 people per table. So you're not in this, you know, giant, you know, long line of tables or whatever. And then the second half of the day, you will go to a second table. And then I've really challenged my speakers with, we have a combination of workshops, kind of mastermind, some panels, but every single one is going to have some component that is interactive. Selfishly, I don't learn by being talked at. I learn by writing and doing and interacting and thinking out loud. And so that is very much of what we are creating when it comes to the segments for the agenda for the day, which is part of the reason I have not posted the agenda because I like to surprise people.
I would tell you that was one of the first things that stood out that you just mentioned. You will not receive the agenda until you show up. I think that from an attraction standpoint, I imagine it draws those who are a little bit adventurous and ready
Well,
to
that's
just
who I
dig
want.
in. Yeah, and I think that's what you want.
People, when they arrive, it will be very clear, you know, I'm the cruise ship director and this is where we're going. And these are the events and the fun things that we're going to do. But I've also earned the right, I think, with my community and the events I've held previously, that I've built enough trust that, you know, my community knows that if they come to an audio event or a live show, that, you know, they're going to end up feeling a little bit better, probably a little bit more leveled up, and have had a good time. So, and that's, I think also it's embracing a little bit of my rebel energy, kind of going against what I've seen everyone else doing. And it was also because, honestly, like, I've had my own challenges kind of getting my foot on some of the stages and these other spaces. So I'm like, I'm just going to create my own darn stage.
Love it.
You know, and then it's diversity of thought, right? So I have some well-respected speakers, and then I have, you know, like Tammy Cho and Rob Gilbert that are both coming from Canada. Can you believe it? That are going to share different perspectives. And like I was saying with Tiffany, bringing different voices together from different segments and different spaces, like, that's where I feel true innovation and you know, just opportunity comes from. You know, I don't want to attend more conferences where everyone's saying the same thing about AI. Like, been there, done that.
The fact that you just decided, hey, I'm going to do it. First of all, I mean, I don't understand how someone could watch anything you've created and be like, I don't want that person on my stage. Like, what? Like, I mean, if I was running an event and you were someone in that space, I'd be like, I got to have this person. Yeah. I've got to have this human being on it. But the fact that you just decided to do it yourself, that huge kudos. People, scan that QR code.
Yes.
If you're in or around the Atlanta area, do not hesitate. Come on.
Yeah.
Get in there and make sure that
I mean,
you have that happen.
It's one day. Take one day to prioritize yourself, you know, block off your calendar because you will be so much better for it. You know, I know that people will leave with just a little bit more of an open heart, a little more ignited and smiling when they leave this experience, because I'm just so blessed. I have like an army, literally an army of people behind me that are making this happen. You know, I took the messy action to kick it off and could not do it without folks like you. So I greatly appreciate all the support.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. I wish I could be there. I would be, even if I got stuck in the snowstorm and I was, you know, stranded, I would be there. We are kicking off our TK program with Boys and Girls Club here locally. So I will be teaching. I'm teaching
so happy for you.
School. So yeah, I mean, I'm like, at the same time, I'm bummed. I'm excited, but you know, I'm cheering for you.
Well, I want to come up to New York and learn more about Transformation Kitchen and get in there and do some prep work with folks, or maybe have them come down next year and do the catering. I don't know, you know, like
that
if we think big enough, what can we do?
Exactly. How cool would that be?
I'm sensing a career BFF takes over Transformation Kitchen. You know, that has like a bit of an appeal to it. You know,
I love it. I love
Make
it.
the thing.
So my husband and I met in the hospitality industry, and I was on another podcast recently and have a strong opinion that I think everyone should have to work in hospitality at some point in their life.
Amen.
Because it teaches you so many wonderful skills. But yeah, we are game. I'll bring the whole family and we can take over.
I love that. And I actually share that opinion as well. I penned a piece not long ago that reiterated my thoughts around the benefits of starting from what I call the front lines, whether that's hospitality, some sort of retail sales, customer service.
Oh yeah.
That builds like a grit and it makes the customers and the people that you're there to serve real and tangible. I would be remiss given your background, and if I didn't ask for your perspective. You're in a role where you float between what's happening with organizations looking to hire people, and you have such a connection with those who are looking for jobs, and whether it's a career change or just starting out. I'm curious, what's your perspective on the overall job market and talent landscape that you're seeing
right now? Yeah.
Mm.
You know, Mike Petito with Teal did a great post the other day, and I'll drop it in the comments after the show. But it showcased a lot of the jobs that were on the rise, and some of them are newly, kind of created jobs in the recruitment space. It's more of, AI focused, I would say, like recruitment analytics. You're also going to see more recruitment marketing positions, but sadly, kind of the white collar jobs are down right now for sure. There's an abundance of corporate white collar employees looking for work, right? And then trades seem to be making a little bit of a rise. Like, you try to find HVAC technicians. My husband works in the data center space, so finding technicians to service those electrical power systems, has been challenging. So I think we're going to have a lot of what we've had at the end of 2024, which is a little uncertainty, especially with the new administration. So I think we need to be patient, yet vigilant, where, building your personal and professional brand, prioritizing your mental health, kind of piecemealing and being scrappy with gig work, freelance work, and things like that to augment your income, because 2024 and previously has shown us that companies are not loyal anymore, and it's very sad. But employees need to be honest with themselves about that and be prepared. And being prepared, is taking action to build that career insurance and to ensure, savings, and making sure that you can try to put as many potential opportunities together so that if the rug is pulled out from underneath you, you have a little bit of space to breathe and like recalibrate. So, no one is a fortune teller of what's ahead. I am very pleased to see a lot more postings. I'm seeing a lot more of my peers in the recruitment and HR space land, which makes my heart so happy. But I think, sadly, no one is safe right now, and we just need to be as creative as possible as far as revenue stream opportunities. If you are a job seeker, like, I really encourage you to network and build relationships with your RPO and staffing agencies in your area, because it's better to have, and being in that space for a long time, I may say, hey, Dom, I think this position or this opportunity is only going to be 3 months, and then it ends up being 9, right? It always happens. So don't short sight yourself by not taking a contract role, because 1, it could turn into something permanent, and 2, you're just not going to see as many direct hire full-time opportunities. And employers are so much more open to people having side hustles and second jobs, etc., because of what we've all been through since COVID.
Oh my goodness.
Get the
People,
QR code.
scan that QR code, go to the Info Mart on her birthday. And yes, on the 30th, go there, get that QR code. Dom Jones in the house again for season 6. So elated to have this great co-host. And Dom has been with me today to talk to Anna Morgan, your career BFF. She's fantastic, people. Hook up with her. We'll have all of her links in this. You can find this on our YouTube channel. Subscribe if you have not already, and we will catch you next time. Season 6, Time to Change. Thank you so much, Anna, for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure spending time with you both.